Hello. In this video, we'll clearly talk about how to provide object-wise privileges in SQL Server. This is one of the important concept in the SQL Server where we do give object-wise permissions in the SQL Server to the multiple users, because there are multiple levels of permissions we have even. So you can give the permissions at the server level, or you can give the permissions at the database level, or you can give the permissions at the object level. Let us say, if you see, so let me draw a picture here. So this is the server. Assume this is a server. Okay, so server might be having multiple databases. So like this is so this is the DB1, this is DB2. Let's take this is DB3, DB4, DB5, DB6, DB7, something like that. Okay, so you can give the permission. Let's take, you can give the permission at the server level. It means that you will be able to access all these all databases in one shot. This is a very higher level. The other one is at you can give the permissions at the database level, or you can club the database. You want to give permissions to these two databases. Yes, you can give that. So these two databases for different users, something like that. Or so within the database you will be having objects like a table, procedures, functions, views, and so on. So you can give the permissions at these levels also. You don't need to wait, like you don't need to give only at the high level. Even though he need only the particular table, you do not need to give permissions at the server level or nor at the database level. You can give only to that particular object. So you can give even update, delete, select, and execute. So it's up to you what kind of privileges which is suitable to that particular object. Let us say if it is a table, you can give a privileges to delete the data from a table. So if it is a procedure, you can give alter, and you can give create, or you can give execute. Only these kind of privileges. It depends on object to object. And to provide a permissions, we can do in two ways. So one is at the graphical user interface, so GUI, by using SSMS GUI, or you can by using scripts, you can do it. Okay, so both the ways I'm going to show you in this here. So first of all, so I am planning to take a SQL user. So rather than going for Windows user, I am planning to take a SQL user. So let's go to the SQL user. So before going to create a SQL user, so you need to see either SQL Server is installed in the mixed mode or only Windows mode. How to see that, I'll show you here. First, so let's connect to the SQL Server here. So I connected to a Windows authentication. You can see my computer name / username. So how to see either SQL Server is installed as a authenticated as a mixed mode or a Windows mode. So here you can see it. So there are two authentication modes I have here: Windows authentication mode as well as SQL Server and Windows authentication mode. So I installed my SQL Server by using mixed authentication mode. Mixed means SQL Server and Windows authentication. So now I can test, I can do my example with a SQL user as well as Windows user. So I am going to show you by using SQL user. Okay, so as I mentioned, first I am going to show you SQL Server GUI, Management Studio graphical user interface. The second one I'm going to show you scripts. Quickly I'll show you. So let's quickly go to the security, click a new login, right click on the security and new login. So here select the SQL Server authentication, simply put it as a name as Venkat. So the password also you can put it as Venkat or whatever the name you want. I'm keeping some password. So you have some policies here: enforce the password policy, enforce password expiration. So user must change the password in the next login. So I'm not going to do anything. So I'm okay with whatever the password I'm giving. So let user continue up to the next level. Okay, so next you can see the server roles. You can see whatever the roles you want. So since I'm talking about the individual object level privileges, so I'm not going to select any of these. Okay, let's go with public and come to the user mapping. So come to the user mapping. See here, these are the list of databases I have in my server now, if you see. Okay, so I'm going to take a sample. So let's select the sample. Okay, so here sample, I'm not selecting any of it. Okay, so let's click to the securables. So in the sample database, so I want to give a specific table access only. Then how to give that? So let's quickly click on search. So here you can see, once you click on search, it will ask you specific objects or all objects of the types or the server. So I'm okay with the specific object, as my intention is to give a permission to the specific object. Let's click on OK. So here it is asking like so what is the object type? So I'm going to take only so let's not select this. Yeah. So here, so just come to the secureable window. So here let's not give anything here. Okay. So I just mapped one database without any access here. Okay. So once you click on once you set up all, just go to the status. There by default I selected as a grant and login as enabled. So once you all are done with it, let's click on OK. So once you click on OK, so you can see the login which has been created here. Yes, you can see here. Let's quickly see what are all the tables, what are all the databases which I am able to access with that particular new login. Let's click on this, change the SQL authentication and enter user ID and password here. Click on connect. So once you click on connect here, just expand the databases. So you might be able to see what are all the databases which are there in the server, but you may not be able to access any of it. So let's expand. If you see here, these many databases are there. So you remember that I have given privilege to only sample, but I can see all the databases. So let's expand any of the database. So let us see like what is happening, like what kind of error message you are going to get, or you're able to see any of it in the particular database or not. So I just clicked on AdventureWorks 2016. Yes, you can see that. So database AdventureWorks is not accessible because I even did not give any of the normal privileges. Now I give the privileges to the sample. Let's try to expand the sample. Yes, it is working. Let's expand the tables here. Okay, if you really see this, I don't have any tables. So is it real, or because of the privileges I'm not able to see? Let's go to the other login which I logged in earlier. Let's expand this. Let's expand the sample. Let's expand the tables. Yes, if you see, you have ample number of tables in the sample DB, but you are not able to see because of the lack of privileges. Then how to give the privileges? By using SSMS GUI. So let's come here. Okay, so let's come here in the sample and let's come to the security users. So you have different users. Let's go for it. Click on Venkat here. So here you can add what are all the objects you want to add here. So you can see all the options here, like you have general tab under one schemas and membership and securables. So here we can add what are all the objects we want to add here. Let's click on search here. So you can see, so what are all the objects you want to add here. Okay, so all objects of the types, or all objects beginning with the schema, something like that, you can do it. Okay, I want to go with DBO. Let's click on OK. So once you click on OK, 1 second. Yeah, let's click on search. Let's go with that one, object types. So you can see what are all the object types. Okay, so let's click on tables or stored procedures or something. We'll check the other options later. Now let's select the tables. Click on OK. So what are all the tables you want? Now let's click on the browse. So here I can see what are all the tables I have in the database, and I want to give only access to the customer table. I do not want to give any of it. If you see, I have almost around 10 to 15 tables, but I don't want to touch that. Let's click on OK. Click on OK. Yes, here what kind of privilege you want to give. So either alter of the table or control, delete, insert, select and all. I want to give only select option. Let's click on select. Okay, so I don't want to alter anything. Even I don't want to provide update privileges on the data. Okay, so let's click on OK. That's it. So now, so you are in the administrator privileges. Let's come here. So as per the earlier window, you're not able to see any of the tables. Let's click on tables, right click and refresh it. Yes, you can see single table customers. But if you really see the sample DB, you have multiple tables. So you want to see the data which is there in the customers. Yes, right click and provide select and all. Okay, so as I given only select privileges, you can do only select. You cannot update, you cannot delete, you cannot drop or something else. Let's try to drop. Okay, so let's simply drop the table. Let's try to drop the table. Yes, you can see this. You cannot drop the table. So because it does not exist, or you don't have permission. Since still you have a table in the server, but you are not able to drop because you will be getting a general error. either does not exist or you don't have privilege. So in this scenario, you need to treat it as you don't have privileges. So this is how we do create users by using SQL Server Management Studio. Then how to do the same activity by using queries. So this is very important. Even see, most of the cases we will be doing both queries only, by using queries only, since you may not be having privileges by using GUI in some of the areas. So it depends, but I'll show you here both the ways. So let's quickly come here. So let's go to the administrator privilege. This is the admin privilege. Let's click on new query. Okay, so same way, create login. So let me put it as a username as Venkat 1, since Venkat is already used. Okay, so I'm going to define a password here with password. I can put whatever the password I want, but I'm simply keeping for time being username only. Okay, so this is the user creation. After once user is created, so I need to say that user, we have to use it for login. Okay, so I want to use the same name as for login. Okay, see, let me create the user here first. User created successfully. Let's create the user for login. It is done. Now then, so let's give a privilege to the particular table. Okay, so now, so let's do that. So grant select, okay, on which database you want. Okay, so let's take the same way. Use I'm creating this with my admin privilege. Okay, so grant select on, so what table you want, schema dot, whatever the schema you have, that schema is dbo dot. So what table we gave it as earlier, customers. So let us see what all other tables are there. I want to give a different table as dates. So not here. Yeah, dates to username, whatever the username I created. Okay, so let me create this. So let me remove this. I think I did this right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I think I didn't do this. Okay, now yeah, user has been created. So let's log in with them. So Venkat 1, change the SQL authentication. So Venkat, sorry, 1, let's provide the necessary password. So let's go here quickly. If you're trying for the first time, expanding might take a little while. Let's expand. Okay, so still you will be able to all the databases, but when you expand, when you try to click on any of the database, you might get an error message. You'll be thrown back. Let's click on tables. Yes, you can see only dates table here. So here in the sample, you will see only customer table. Now you might have understand. So different users have a different table access, different level of access. Okay, so but the admin has all the tables access. Okay, so now this is how we create the users by using scripts. Now, so since we are creating the user, we know the password, but ideally, so that is not the ideal way. So what we do is, so we create a password, we create a user, okay, and we give a chance to change the password immediately in the first login itself. Okay, then what option I have to give is, so I need to provide an option. So, but in the GUI, I simply has 3 checkboxes. But here, while creating the users through scripts, you need to write must underscore change. So whenever user logins for the first time, he should change his password. Okay, so that is the reason why I need to keep, because I should not be knowing his password. That is the reason I am keeping here. So comma, so check underscore expiration equal to on. Okay, now let's create it. So whenever user logins with them, so Venkat 2, so let me create this also the same. Okay, so now let's do the same way here. Use sample. I want to go with the same table only for like Venkat 1. Okay, so now let's try with get to. Yeah, do you see it's asking for the change password? Since the person who is created a user as admin, he might be knowing the newly created user password, so he has to keep this option. That is mandatory. Now let me give a new password. So whatever the password I want, I'll give it. I'll click on OK. Yes, it's logged in. Now once you expand the sample database, you can see the dates table. Since I kept the same table access for the Venkat2 as well. So this is how we create a users and we provide specific object level privileges. In this complete example, I showed only for the tables. In the same way, you will be giving the procedures also. Procedure dbo dot this one. If you want execute privilege, you will be providing like a grant execute on something like that. So this is how we do it. Even views, functions, and all we do in the same way. So that's all about it. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can drop your question in the comment section. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Also follow me on Facebook for more technical videos. Thank you.